Hello and welcome to the Lorna Marie Fitness Podcast, the show where we talk all things fitness, health, mindset and lifestyle to help you become fitter, healthier and happier. I help busy people who lack time, motivation and self-belief to look and feel great again. If you want to work with me, head over to lornamariefitness.co.uk, but for now, enjoy this episode.
Good morning, squad. Welcome to the Q&A. Are you there? Say hello if you're there, or hashtag replay. I realise I've just put this microphone on the wrong way round. It's gonna flap around. One sec. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Maybe I just hold it, or maybe I do the normal thing and put it the right way round. There we go. I hope you're having a good week this week. This morning's class was awesome. Good morning, Anne. How are you? We did HIIT with weights this morning. I would highly recommend it if you want to do something that is going to work your cardio fitness, but also has that strength element in there as well. We did 20, 20, 20. So it's only 20 seconds of a move. So you've got to think, okay, if you don't like the move, it's only going to last 20 seconds. Good morning, Joe. Morning, Annette. And anyway, like I said, I hope you're having a great week. And don't forget, this Friday, remember, we've been asked by BBC Radio Nottingham to be at Loudon Village Hall, as if they thought of us, to do the BBC Children in Need, showing Jake how to do burpees. Now, if anything, it will just be a really fun morning, something totally different, a different way to spend your Friday, and just a little chance to catch up, have a bit of a laugh. It's really nice that they've asked us. And they also said, you know, if a couple of your squaddies, they actually call us squaddies. I love how this is catching. If they want to do an interview, then that would be great. They didn't say what it was going to be about. Probably like health and fitness and children in need, right? So along those lines. That's going to be really exciting. That is this Friday, 7 o'clock, Loudon Village Hall. I think it's just going to be like a really short sound bite. So the rest of the time we'll just be giggling and chatting and catching up. I don't think they'll need us so very long. I'll finalise the details so close to the time. He said he's going to get in touch with me, so I'll message. But that's that, which is really, really exciting. BBC Radio Nottingham on Friday, which means I will need to move the class slightly earlier, Stronger. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit too much of a rush to try and get there. So Stronger will be at 6:15 on Friday. I'll make sure everyone knows about that. Just like I said, I just need to finalise everything with him first in case he says, oh no, actually, you can come at 7:30, and then there's no point in changing anything. See what I mean? Anyway, that's where I'm at. And Sunday, I'm doing a live chat on Facebook all about the retreat in Amorgos. So if you're thinking, or if you're a bit on the fence about doing a retreat, like, oh yeah, it's something I definitely want to do one day, but it's this one day thing, which is kind of how I was. Oh yeah, I'd love to do that one day. Like, just do it. It is the most incredible experience, I can't tell you. And my only regret is not having done it sooner. So we're going back to the same place as last time, which is going to be nicer because we now have a really good idea where everything is. But I don't know if we'll be going back to the same place again. I'd like to do them in different places. So, I can't say yes and I can't say no, but chances are we'll probably go somewhere different next time. So if you really like the look of this one, come to the chat on Sunday. Ask me any questions all about it, find out all about it so you can make that informed decision. But really, I think you should come. So that's where I stand. You will not regret coming. You'll only regret not doing it. Trust me. Okay, on to the Q&A. Thank you, as always, for your questions. Morning, Liz. Morning. Oh, it's great to see you all in the Q&A. If you've got any questions in the meantime, please ask away. Question number 1. Do you have any good breakfast ideas? Now, I've got so many. It's that age-old question, isn't it? When you go to a restaurant and you ask the waitress, what would you recommend? And they say, well, it depends what you like. That is literally what I'm going to be like. But I'm going to give you loads of different examples. And the one thing I would say is base your breakfast and all your meals really around a protein source, so you're getting enough protein in. 1, to keep you full, to keep you satiated, and 2, to help with that muscle repair and help you maintain, or maybe even gain, if that's what you're after, that lean muscle tone. That is what we want, that's what we're after. And also, having strong muscles means for a stronger body, and it means for protecting your bones better. It's important for longevity. So many things that we want to prioritize making sure that we do that. So base all of your meals around a protein source. That's where I'd start. So based on that, what you could do is you could start with, if you like eggs, go with eggs. Now you could have scrambled eggs on toast, you could have poached eggs on toast, you could do an omelette, you could make those little egg cups where you whisk up eggs and then you can put some like veggies in there, like tomatoes or peppers, pop them in the oven and then they're there already. So that's a good one. I personally, I just love eggs on toast. Eggs on toast is great. Poached eggs, amazing. Or you could have tofu scramble, you know, if you're a vegan, tofu scramble on toast, or if you want it on its own, you could have it on its own. I'd probably be tempted to make sure you put some source of carbohydrate in there, you know, like some whole grain toast, or maybe lots of different types of peppers and veggies, if you like that kind of thing as well. So there's a few egg ideas. You've got omelette, scrambled, poached. They're kind of the main ones. Sam, good morning. Just talking brekkie right now. Now, if you've got any team, comment, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Put it in. A second one would be porridge. Now, if you want an extra protein hit, what you could do is you could add some protein powder, which is quite often what I do. I just literally get a scoop of protein, I put it in. I could add milk, but normally when I add protein powder, I add water. If I'm making porridge on its own, I'd add milk to it. And milk's a good source of protein and calcium, of course, depending on what milk you have. But cow's milk, yeah, is a great source of protein, really good for calcium. But anyway, if I'm using protein porridge, I tend to put water in there. It's just personal preference, really. Mix it in, I get a nice flavour. I wouldn't ever get plain protein. It's disgusting. I would go for like a nice strawberry or berry, or if you like chocolate flavoured stuff, that. Whisk it in, put it in the microwave or the pan, wherever you're doing it. And it can add like a nice flavour and some nice consistency as well. So that is one option. By the way, do you like my standing desk setup? I don't know if you can see it, but it's really great. Just got this really cool standing desk thing, so I can alternate between standing and sitting. It's important, you know. And I don't get to stand up when I'm at the office. So there's a couple of ideas, so complete tangent. Number 3, I would say Greek yogurt. Not Greek style, because Greek style is fake Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is higher in protein because of the way that it's been strained. So it's been strained a few times, and then that gives it that real, like that thick, creamy consistency as well, which is really, really nice and tasty. You could have sprinkle some seeds on there. You could sprinkle some nuts on there. You could sprinkle some granola. With all of these things, seeds, nuts, granola, just be careful with your portion sizing. They can tend to be really high in calories, and a lot of them can be, like I'm thinking granola here, highly processed and quite high in sugar as well. Not that that's always a bad thing, but obviously we'd want to be trying to think about more sort of less processed things and things that are really going to nourish our bodies, ideally. So yeah, I'll just bear that in mind. The Greek yogurt's a good one. And similar to that, if you like cottage cheese, you could have cottage cheese with some fruit. That's another good idea that's high protein. And these are things as well that are really fast. You can even get high protein yogurt pots, and you could have a banana with that and take it on the go if you're a really, really busy person and that's, you know, the best thing for you. Or a yogurt and a banana, take it on the go, yogurt, piece of fruit. You don't have to overcomplicate these kind of things. There are some cereals that, you know, really aren't bad at all or highly processed or high in sugar. You've got the sort of one end of the spectrum where you've got your Fruit Loops that are all like different colours that obviously, you know, I'm not sure the Fruit Loop has ever seen a piece of fruit. And then you've got the other end of the spectrum where you've got your Weetabix and your shredded wheat. Nothing wrong with that at all. I would just probably be tempted to add some source of protein to it to keep you fuller for longer. Like you could have some yogurt with it, for example. I hope these are good ideas. Another one, if you like them, is protein smoothies, or just smoothie with some yogurt in, or however you like to make your smoothie if you prefer having that type of breakfast. Depending on how you make an English breakfast, you know, like a full English, that can be super, super healthy. Like I said, depending on how you make it, not if you're going to fry every single thing. So that, obviously, I don't really feel like the majority of us would have the time to make that every day. Beads on toast, just watch out on the tin for the sugar that they add to it. You know, really go for something that hasn't got any added sugar, and also the salt in that type of thing. Just be very mindful of that. But these are all really good, healthy ideas, and it depends, like I said, on what you like. even things like pancakes. You know, pancakes with I like to make the ones, again, when I've got time. I'm a porridge kind of gal, I'm not gonna lie, it's just really quick and easy for me. But I like to make the ones where you mash up a banana, couple of eggs, and you can add a tablespoon of oats to it as well. If you have got a blender, put it in a blender, and there's some pancakes there, and if you want the extra protein hit, you know, on top of the eggs, of course, you can put some protein powder in. I'd probably put like half a scoop if you're putting oats in as well. But I hope these are really good ideas. I hope this is giving you food for thought. Pardon the pun. Question 2. I'm struggling with motivation at the moment. I think it's the cold weather and I've been ill. I need to get back on it. Any tips? Do you know what? It's very normal for this time of year. It's very normal. And I suppose when we get into this time of year where the nights are drawing in, it is getting that bit colder, we sort of want our home comforts. It can be very tempting to be like, do you know what? I'm not going to work out today because I'm feeling really tired and I haven't really got much energy and I've been ill recently, so do you know what? I'm not going to. And sometimes that's what you need. I'm not going to lie, sometimes you might have a day where it's been really stressful and you just need a night off. And that's okay. But it depends on how many times this night off is happening, doesn't it? So it's more about what you do on a consistent basis. And if you feel like you're falling into the trap of, you know, getting out of routine, and maybe this is you right now, the best thing you can do is take action and just break it right now. What we want to stop is like that downward spiral, and only you can do that. Every day you have the power of choice. If you feel like you're down on the ground and you need to get back up, you can choose to stay on the ground or you can choose to get yourself back up again. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you'd rather cry and have a little paddy for a moment and then get up, we choose to get up and take action. Good morning, PJ. Because by doing that and taking that action, you motivate yourself because you do it, you do the workout, you might get there like feeling a little bit grumpy. Do the workout and then you're like, okay, well, I feel a bit better now, I'm not gonna lie. And then you feel proud of yourself for doing it because, do you know what? I didn't feel like doing it and I did it. I showed up for myself and I'm feeling better for doing it. And now I'm going to hold on to that feeling. So next time I don't feel like it, I'm going to take my little sorry butt and I'm going to make sure that I do it, whether I want to or not, whether I feel like it or not, whether I feel motivated or not. Because if you sit around and wait for motivation, it's not like a little bird or a butterfly that's going to come sit on your shoulder like, hey, you're motivated today, go do your workout. I mean, that would be amazing. If we could bottle this stuff up, like I'd be a gazillionaire right now, and so would you. But we can't. We've just got to take action, and then that is the thing that creates the motivation, not the other way around. Don't wait to get motivated before you do something because it doesn't work. It just does not work. Yeah. There's no magical pill, I'm afraid. So take action. And one thing I would do here is a lot of people tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves and think that I haven't really got much time, or do you know what, I'm not in a really good routine, I'm not working out 4-5 times a week. Well, why not just lower the barrier for yourself and say, okay, I'm really not motivated, don't want to do anything, but I know that I need to for my health, for my longevity, for the quality of my life, so that I am not that person who can't bend down to do their shoelaces. I'm not that person who's running for the bus or the train and I'm like out of breath. I'm not the person who has to sit on the bus, on the tour bus when I'm on a trip because, you know, there's a bit of climbing and I know I won't be able to do it. Who wants to be that person? No one. You want to be running around with your kids or your grandkids or running off that tour bus to be the first in the queue to see whatever you're going to see. You want to be that person, and I want to help you to be that person as well. I want you to do this for the quality of your life. So take the pressure off and think anything is better than nothing. If you're in that place where you're just not feeling motivated, think about, okay, what is the kind of person that I want to be? Who is that person? What do they look like? Do you know what? They'll probably take their sorry little butt and they'll probably do a workout. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 5 minutes. I'm going to do 5 minutes and I'll feel better for it. So this week, my aim is to make sure, morning Stephanie, my aim is to make sure that I do 3 sessions that are going to be 5 minutes long, just to get me back into it. And you could set your range targets as well. This is a really good thing to do. You could say, I'm absolutely going to make sure that no matter whatever happens, I'm doing 3 workouts. Ideally, I would be hitting, and then you're going to have your own ideal number. So for example, ideally, I want to do 5 short workouts throughout the week, Monday to Friday. That's my ideal. And try and aim for that. And if you don't, we'll say, well, my non-negotiable is 3. I know I have to hit 3. And as long as you hit that 3, which you know you will, because you know you definitely can, and you promise yourself that you will, then it's a win-win situation either way. So set your target, set your range target, your ideal, and that isn't, I'm going to smash a 45-minute workout every single day, 7 days a week, because that's ridiculous. Your ideal might be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to make sure that I get up for the 6:30s every day, or the 9:30s, I'm going to do all of them this week. And then your bottom end might be, okay, if I don't hit it, I'm going to make sure I do 3, even if that means at the weekend I'm going to be catching up a little bit and I get, 2 in on a Sunday morning or something. But just make that promise to yourself. Make a plan, make it realistic, and think about why you want to do it. Who is the person that you want to be? And start acting like them, because that's the only way you are going to end up being that person. I hope this is motivational. I feel like a motivational speaker. As you can tell, I'm extremely passionate about this kind of thing. And the best thing you can do is start there and then get yourself into a routine. And this is another reason why we're doing our lives at the same time. So, like the 6:30s, because we're getting into routine. Every morning at 6:30, you know that if you get there, I'm just going to take you through a workout. All you need to do is get there. I will do the thinking for you. I will help you plan this amazing workout. Just follow me. Just follow my lead. I'll give you options. Just turn up. That's all you've got to do. Same with the 9:30s. Just turn up. I will do the thinking. I will take you through a brilliant workout. You don't have to think. Just get yourself there. And if those times don't work for you, maybe you get in from work and that is your transition, or maybe you're working from home and that is your transition from life into home. And every day at that time, you're going to do a 20-minute, 30-minute workout. Get it into your routine, then it gets so much easier to get motivated. Or maybe it's 8 in the morning, whenever it is for you. Because if you do that, and actually it's easier if you do it consistently every day, like Monday to Friday, it's ingrained in you. And if you don't do it, it just feels like a little bit weird. So look out, there might be a 9:30 next week on Monday. But like I said, you need to find the time that works for you. Find that time and stick to it consistently, no matter how you feel. Unless you're really ill, then you might need to rest, but you know what I mean. Okay, how can I improve my eating habits? So I'd first be looking at what is it specifically about your eating habits that you feel is going wrong. Is it that you feel like you're having too many sweet treats? Is it that you feel like you're really good Monday to Thursday, then Friday, Saturday and Sunday you fall off the wagon? So firstly, identify what's happening? What are the patterns? And how can we break that pattern? How can we break that routine? So I feel like I need a little bit more context on this one. But if I just talk about those two, for instance, if you feel like you're snacking or you're picking all the time and you're having a lot of highly palatable foods, maybe they're really high in sugar and you feel kind of annoyed that you're indulging in them. One, I would make sure that you're not telling yourself that they're a red flag and you can't have them, because that encourages an all or nothing mindset. And when you tell yourself, it's like human psychology, that you can't have something or you can't do something, all you do is think about it, right? If you say, right, I'm not having any chocolate, I'm giving it up for Lent, what do you think about? That's all you think about. So everything in moderation. And that's why we say try and stick to a 70-30 rule. So 70% of stuff, we're looking at whole grains, lean proteins, fibrous foods, things that come from the ground, and 30% a bit of what you want. And that might be the chocolate at the back of the cupboard. It might be the wine. Whatever it is, you can have that too. It's part of a balance. So firstly, make sure you're not telling yourself that you can't. Secondly, ask yourself why you're doing it. Use the HALT technique. So before you go to that cupboard, and by the way, if you're struggling with picking at stuff, don't have it around you. Don't have it on your desk or within reach or so you can see it. Just don't have it around you, because with the best will in the world, of course, we're going to be like, and then that temptation is going to get bigger and bigger. Put it away, Put it in the cupboard, put it at the back of the cupboard. And if you feel like you need to for a little bit, just don't buy it in or whatever. But I would say to start off with, just get it out of sight. And before you reach the cupboard, everyone's got one, haven't they? Please tell me that you've got one. Like the great area, the snack cupboard. Will always has it in his bag. I'm like, what's in the bag? Anyway, that's for me to nick his snacks, by the way, not for him. Come on, we all do it, right? But what you do, and this is what I do as well, use the halt technique. Stop, halt, ask yourself, am I hungry right now? And if you are hungry, then okay, you've got a choice. Okay, I'm going to have that food. Or if you want to have something that's, a bit more nourishing, maybe you've not had a proper meal that day, maybe you've just been snacking, get yourself a proper meal. A stands for angry, but here you can use it, am I feeling a bit emotional? Am I emotionally eating right now? Am I stress eating? Am I eating because I'm feeling down and I'm trying to make myself feel better? In that case, you can be like, okay, yeah, I am. What do I actually need? Do you know what? I just need a hug. Or do you know what? I just need to go on a walk. I need some fresh air. Decide what you actually need. L, are you feeling it's lonely, but in this case, you could use it as bored. So if you're working from home and you're really bored and, the whatever it is just looking at you or you're thinking about it, say, okay, I'm bored. I can lean into this. And if I do, say you want it, I'm going to enjoy it. That's fine. Or you say, do you know what? I'm only having that because I'm bored. I'm not actually hungry right now. I'm not emotional eating. I am just bored. And do you know what I could do instead? I can just switch it up. I'll do a different activity or I'll just go make myself a cup of tea. Something like that. And T, am I tired? And if you are tired, is having that high sugar snack that you are craving going to do you good, or is it going to give you a lift in your sugar levels and then a massive crash and make you feel worse? And if you are tired, what can you do about it? Maybe you do need a bit of food, a bit of pick-me-up, and that's fine, but can you have something that's going to keep you, it's going to be better for your blood sugar, or maybe have a bit of that and a bit of something else? It depends on the situation, doesn't it? And can you make sure you just get to bed early that night? So that's what I'd do with that scenario. Now, if you find with your eating habits that you are, you're really, really good from Monday to Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're not as good. Maybe you need to be thinking about the week as a whole rather than a week and a weekend. So I would be going for a more consistency approach. So throughout the week, trying to be consistent with my meals. So 3 square meals and maybe 1 or 2 snacks if you want them, and just really, really focusing on consistency with your food throughout the week. And allowing yourself to go out for dinner on a Friday night. And if you want a wine on wine Wednesday, have a wine on wine Wednesday. But just go in for that rather than, okay, I'm going to be 100% fully on it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to make sure, not having that, not having that, not having that. Of course, like by the end of the week, when you're tired anyway and you're tired from work, your decision making isn't going to be as great. And then if you've restricted all the way throughout the front end of the week, you get to the weekend, it's kind of obvious what's going to happen or what is going to be really difficult to try and control. So make life easy for yourself. Allow yourself a little bit of something when you want it. Don't make sure that you're saying, okay, I'm going to restrict and then I'm going to have what I want. I'm going to do that so I can do that. We need to have a bit more of a balance throughout the week and throughout the weekend as well. So if you are going out on Saturday and you're going out for a big dinner, okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But that doesn't mean then that on Sunday, I'll start again on Monday. So what we're going to do is I'll go out for that dinner and then we'll get a pizza takeout and then we'll do that and then we'll do that because whatever, I've already ruined it anyway. You don't need to. You can just enjoy your meal, have a nice meal, stop when you're feeling full, and then get on with the next day. It's about what you do consistently, not on that one day or that one occasion. I hope this is all making sense and I really hope this is useful. Please, as always, let me know in the comments or let me know if you've got any questions on what I'm saying. Because sometimes, when someone's like explaining something and then you think, oh, yeah, but what about that? And you've got a question and then it just goes. So just put it in the comments if you've got a question and I'm more than happy to answer. Okay, two quick questions. Hi, Lorna, Q for the Q&A. What's the best workout for beginners, please? It depends. It depends on where you are in your journey right now. So I would say if you are just getting back into exercise, I would have a look at the 14-day snackable plans. So all of those workouts in there are under 10 minutes long, and there's a real range of different types of workouts. So I'd have a look at those. And as with all of our workouts, I always give options. And I would say the most important thing is if you are just getting back in, try a little bit of everything. Don't worry about what I'm doing or what anyone else is doing. You're in the comfort of your own home, and you can take this at your pace in your time. And you can always do 5 minutes of something, even coming to a live, like 5 or 10 minutes of a live, and then leave and think, okay, next week what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the live and I'm going to do an extra 5 minutes, something like that. And you can go for the workouts. Margaret, hello. You can go for the workouts that are slightly, say, lower impact or lower intensity. You might want to start with things like Pilates or power walking. It really depends on where you're at in your journey. But those ones are, I would say, power walking is more like in that fat burning zone, marching on the spot. Pilates is great for core strength and for working strength, but without using sort of any resistance or any weights. But I would say that using weights is important as well. So then I'd be looking at stronger. And if you're a beginner, just start light and then build your weights up over time until we get to a new release and we change it all up. And then you might need to start on lighter weights until you get used to that release. That's kind of how we work that one. Depending if you like dance sort of classes, Zumba's a good one. With Zumba, we do the same routines for so many weeks, and then we change it up and we mix it up. So it's important to come a few times and do the same class a few times or same release a few times, so you get to know the routines and then you can kind of get into it. There's aerobics though, there's combat, there's HIIT, and there's sculpt, which is high intensity but low impact. Try a bit of everything, and the snackables are a great place to start because you get a little snippet of lots of different things. Okay, I have a question. What exercises can you do to help the pelvic floor? I'm 9 years post 2 babies and have to cross my legs when I sneeze. Anything that can help. Now, please know that you are not alone. You are not alone in this. And I really wish more people would talk about this type of thing. And that's the change that I'm trying to make. Just talking about any health problems, anything at all. And this is so common, but not many people talk about it. Now, make sure that you are doing your pelvic floor exercises. Now, if you don't do these already, let me explain what they are and why I think they're important as well. So you might find that you struggle with weakness in the pelvic floor if you have had children, if you've had a C-section, if you do a lot of high impact stuff. So for example, like running, but you don't really do anything to strengthen your core. For some people who have had asthma, or even some people who have had COVID and you know that constant like coughing, it can set a weak pelvic floor off, believe it or not. Now the pelvic floor is like a hammock and it sits at the base of your core and it is holding everything in, like your bladder, your bowels, your uterus, and you've got your diaphragm at the top. So if you think of it like a bit of a box, and it goes from the front, so like almost like your pubic bone, your belly button area, round the back, I did it like a thong then, didn't I? But basically, yeah, it's a hammock. It's holding everything in. And it is a muscle. We need to work it. We need to strengthen it. Now, one of the major ways, and NICE actually, NICE, they say that this is the number one thing still to do. I mean, a lot of health professionals will debate this, but I think, if they're telling us to do it and it's proven to work, let's do it. Kegel exercises. Now, this is where you imagine you're going for a pee. You try and stop yourself mid-flow. Now just imagine it. You don't actually need to do it. Just imagine it. And then also stop yourself from going for a number 2 at the same time. Boom. Pelvic floor engaged. Now you want to try and hold it maybe for, at the start, maybe like 3 seconds, 10 times. And try and do the more the better really, isn't it? But if you try and stick to something realistic, like, okay, every time I brush my teeth, I'm going to do my pelvic floor exercises. And no one will know you're doing it. Or every time I get to a traffic light, right, doing pelvic floor exercises. Or every time you come to Pilates, do your pelvic floor exercise. Every time you exhale, gentle lift through the pelvic floor. And I would say on that note that Pilates is really, really good and very important to do to improve your pelvic floor strength. So one, you want to be doing those exercises at the same time. When you exhale, lifting up through the pelvic floor to about, if you imagine a lift and there's 10 floors, about level 3 of 10. So, you know, you don't have to, oh, I'm going to squeeze everything. It doesn't need to be like that. Just a gentle lift through the pelvic floor. You can do that every time you breathe out. And also, just all-round core strength is going to help to strengthen your pelvic floor. And that's why I say Pilates, because Pilates works your all-round core. So that is what I'd be doing. And with the Kegel exercises, you can practice doing like long holds. So you go up to like 10 seconds. And I know some people have been doing it a long time. They've built the strength in the pelvic floor. Or you can do the short and sharp contractions as well. And you can just vary it in between them. But the more the better. I would try and aim for holding, say, for 3 seconds or whatever. If you're doing the short, sharp ones, do it 10 times. If you can, 3 times a day. Or if not, just choose a moment when you're going to do it, like when you're brushing your teeth or when you boil the kettle or something like that, because something is always better than nothing. And I think, gang, that concludes with our Q&A sesh this week. Thank you, as always, for your brilliant questions. I've really, really enjoyed doing this. And I hope this has given you that motivation and it's given you a bit of food for thought and it's given you some tips and ideas on how to improve strength in your pelvic floor, where to look for if you're looking for beginners workouts, what types of things to have for breakfast, how to improve your eating habits, and then also how to get motivated again if you're feeling that lack in motivation. So I hope it's been helpful. I will see you in class tomorrow. And don't forget, this Sunday is when we're having a chat all about the retreat. So if it's something that you think, do you know what, I deserve it. It's once in a lifetime, or maybe it's a 2 in a lifetime, or whatever it is. I would say it might be a once in a lifetime for this particular location, because I'd like to try somewhere else as well. I'm not saying it's not amazing, because I don't actually know how we would get any better than this place. I'm not going to lie. And I might go and think, do you know what, we actually can't better it. I'm not joking, it's stunning. It is stunning. It's like you're in heaven. But it would be nice to try different places as well that are also like heaven. But I would say, basically, if you want to come, it's incredible. And you should totally come to the chat on Sunday. Or if you think, do you know what, Lorna, I've been thinking about it, I'm just going to do it, then get your deposit in, because we've got 9 rooms left at the moment, out of 19. And this is at the moment, we've still got time to get deposits in. We've got 10 days left to get deposits in. But as soon as that, whatever goes first, whether the room goes first or that date goes first, then that's it. We're done. So get in. Anyway, gang, I will see you soon. And oh, by the way, with the retreat as well, anyone can come. So you don't have to be a squaddy. So if you've got friends that want to come along as well, yeah, absolutely fine. Or yeah, just whoever, anyone. Or if you're listening to this, yeah, and you're not a squaddy, I will put it on the podcast, so we might get some non-squaddy listeners team. Then of course you can come along as well. Anyway, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow, everyone. Bye.